Right. So Texas is, I guess, expanding because we have now claimed 2 strategic islands along the Rio Grande that have been long used as cartel hideouts. And Dr. Buckingham, I wanted to ask you about where you guys are just like, nah, this is our land. We're going to take it now. You guys are no longer welcome. How did this happen?
You want to get something done fast. You want to get it done right. Put a woman in charge, right? So, as Texas's first woman land commissioner, it is super fun to make Texas bigger for the first time in a couple hundred years. And just to backtrack, in case some of your folks don't know about these islands are important. They formed in the Rio Grande by our treaty with Mexico from 1836. Everything north of the center of the Rio Grande is the United States and Texas. However, these islands form, they get vegetation on them, and they don't formally get claimed.
Yeah.
When they're not formally claimed, law enforcement can't step on them. Yeah. Not from America, not from Mexico. So they literally, in this fight on the border, have become safe havens and smuggling centers and full of caches of drugs and weapons and everything else. So we did 3 about a year ago. 2 more just last week. One of the islands happens to be part federal land, part Texas land. That's a nuanced deal. So we need extra coordination with the feds, which, by the way, thank the Lord that Donald Trump won. That makes this whole thing so much easier. We've seen those federal policies shift. We've seen the 95% reduction in people coming across the border illegally. And yet these little safe haven smuggling spots where we can find them, where they are ours, and then we can allow law enforcement, the Texas Military Department, DPS, Border Patrol, to get on them and secure them. That's what we want to have happen.
So these islands that pop up, so you just said, so Texas can't go on it and Mexico can't go on it either. And so it's like all of the people who decide to abide by the law are like, they're going to abide by the law. Then it's the criminals who are like, we don't care whose it is. We're just going to set up shop here anyway. So how does that process work? Do you just let Mexico know, like, we just did a survey and this is like here was the line, here's the island, here's your notice that we're formally letting you know we're taking this over?
Yes, we were the last remaining entity from the Republic of Texas. And when we were founded as the keepers of maps and the guardians of Texas history. And of course, the steward to our unowned land, which is 13 million acres today.
Wow.
Which raises money for public education to the tune of billions of dollars. But that being said, the mapping part, the surveying part of our agency isn't always the sexiest part, right?
Yeah,
and yet,
yeah.
Here it is, so relevant, and everyone is so excited about it. So once we determine the center of the Rio Grande, there's really not a question.
Yeah.
It's we just have to look back and see if it's been previously named or claimed, and if it hasn't, then we just go on and claim it, and then we let everybody know,
Yep.
and then we work. We're seeing this wonderful integration, local, state, national. Everyone's coming together, common goal to get these violent criminals off of our soil, to stop this illegal migration across our border, and it's just fun to be a part of it.
Yeah, you guys are making mapping sexy again.
Yep.
Because I think that's a really sexy story to me. I'm like, sweet, we just claimed the land. Get out of here, cartel. And so when you look at the shift of the tone of this administration versus the prior administration. I mean, you have 3 more MS-13 gang members that have just been arrested. We have Attorney General Pam Bondi, who announced just today this administration is breaking violent gang operations, bringing them to justice, making American streets safer. Here is some of that announcement. Watch.
Today, we're here to announce the arrest of 3 more MS-13 gang members who were in this country illegally, and they were in Florida, and we will be reviewing them. They've all been arrested for first-degree murder. We will be reviewing them to see if we will seek the death penalty. This has been a long-running investigation that started in 2015. The victim in this case was brutally murdered, stabbed approximately 100 times by multiple gang members before he was shot in the head. He suffered tremendously. And these indictments are a warning to all criminals. We don't care how long ago you committed the crime. We don't care where you go. We will find you, we will arrest you, and we will prosecute you to the fullest extent of the law.
Eric, it's almost as if every single person coming across the border is not just innocent people coming in search of a better life.
I feel like we're talking about it almost every other day. And look, I'm glad that it's being put out there to the forefront, because I think on the subject of immigration, there's been a lot of naivety, certainly among people that are more like libertarian, like myself, in that, you know, you're ideologues about it and you want to pretend as if everybody that's crossing the border is just this awesome person that's looking for a new job and looking for new opportunities to try to make it a better place for your family. But that's just not the reality. And I say this all the time. I bring this up. I was born and raised in Dallas, but for 6 years I lived in South Texas, and I saw a lot of stuff with my own eyes that was pretty eye-opening. That pretty much peeled me on this subject matter big time, because I'm like, this is for real. This is legit. And more so, and you see how the locals, people that were born in those areas on this side of, let's say, the border, and how they're basically terrorized. That type of stuff sucks. So you hear like be it Bondi or whoever is saying that, look, these people are in your country, right? This isn't like a hypothetical kind of situation. Right. They're here. They've been here probably for a very long time. They were talking about this is 2015, so we're talking about this is a decade ago, right? Yeah. So they've been here for a minute, and this is a problem that isn't going to fix itself.
Yeah. Was it, Doctor, was it like an immediate shift? Could you guys feel it immediately after President Trump was inaugurated, that like, oh my gosh, now we have an administration who is willing to work with us and not against us when it comes to strategically how can we fix the problem at the border?
I felt like the air changed in the first minute. Yeah. You know, from him winning. I mean, we just the whole momentum of the country changed.
Yeah.
I think in a positive direction. And
1000%.
It is a breath of fresh air, and we are so excited. And it is great to just see all of his new cabinet members just blowing and going and doing great things. I'm a huge Kristi Noem fan. Of course, Tom Homan's doing a great job. Mm-hmm. So many people doing so many great things. And we're getting back to the founding principles of our country. The one good thing I can say about the 4 years of the Biden administration is it gave us an opportunity to see how far the Democrats could take us away from the founding principles of our country. And it allowed President Trump the time to really think strategically about how to move as soon as he came back. And boy, they are moving. We were just in D.C., and there's a lot going on, and it's just an exciting time.
Yeah, I love to hear you say that. We say this on the show a lot, that looking back, it all just seemed so, I mean, I was pretty black-pilled, right, during the Biden administration, and it all just seemed so unfair almost. And it's like we might lose our country. And it felt really dark for a while. And then you had the 2 assassination attempts. And then when you look at things in hindsight, you're like, oh, the entire country had to go through every single thing that happened in order for us to really wake up. Well, not us at the table, but for the entire country to wake up and understand what was at stake. And so you look at how President Trump is now. I mean, day one, he was like, go, 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 go. And it's like the country would not have had that perspective, and the president would not have had that perspective without every single thing happening the way that it did, which leads me to be like that. I mean, that was all God.
It was, and it's biblical.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bible talks about how all governments are of God, even if they're bad, and the bad ones that people have to learn.
Yeah.
How to seek the light again.
Right.
And we were in a dark phase.
Yeah.
And now we're in the light phase.
Thank God.
We're just gonna keep walking in the light.
Yeah, exactly. If you like this clip and you want to see the full episode, click here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, come on, you know you do. Click here.